morning, students. Welcome to my class. Today we are going to start with a new topic, but at the beginning we are going to remember the topic of the last class. The last class we reviewed the present simple tense. So can you tell me when do you use it? That's right, we use in order to speak about habits and in order to speak about general information or through information, okay? And can you tell me what is the structure? That's right, we are going to use an affirmative sentence the subject, the verb, and the complement, okay? As I said before, today we are going to review a new topic, that is have to or don't have to. And what is the objective? To explain the use of have to, don't have to, through an explanation and examples, okay? So, can you tell me when do you use have to? And can you tell me when do you use don't have to? That's right, so today we are going to review that in order to understand better, okay? So, pay attention. When do you use have to? Okay, we use have to express obligation when something is necessary in the present or future, okay? So we are going to use have to in order to show an obligation, para expresar una obligación, okay? We can use have to in present or future. Podemos utilizarlo para hablarlo del presente o del futuro, okay? We are going to see some examples, okay? The boys have to do the homework. Okay, that is an obligation, do the homework. The boys have to do the homework. The second example, the boy has to wake up at 8 o'clock. Okay, pay attention here. In this case, I am using have to, and here I am using has to. Why? That's right, because of the subject, okay? Por el sujeto. When my subject is referring to the third singular person, you have to use has to. Cuando el sujeto se refiere a la tercera persona del singular, it means he, she, or it, or the name of a singular thing, o el nombre de una persona o una cosa en singular, you have to use has to. Usted tiene que utilizar has to, okay? For the rest of the subjects, para el resto de sujetos vamos a utilizar have to, okay? Pay attention, here we are going to check the structure, okay? So the structure in affirmative sentence is the following. The subject, have to, has to, the verb, and the complement, okay? So when do you use have to and when do you use has to? Okay, pay attention. That is the structure as I said before. Have to and okay, pay attention. For the subject I, you, we, and they, you have to use have to. Para estos sujetos vamos a utilizar have to, okay? Here you have an example. You have to and the verb. You have to arrive on the time to classes, okay? The verb you are going to put in the base form, okay? El verbo lo vamos a poner en la forma base. And when do you use has to? That's right, we are going to use has to with the subject she, he, or it, or a name, con estos sujetos o con un nombre. For example, she has to brush her teeth every day. Okay? So pay attention. Remember, the only rule that you need to remember, que usted tiene que recordar es esta. Have to with those subjects. Has to with those subjects. And the verb is in the base form, okay? In both cases, okay? The only thing that we change is have to or has to. Lo único que nos va a cambiar en oración es have to or has to, okay? And remember, remember the title. Ya revisamos have to. We are going to review don't have to. Okay, when do you use it? Pay attention. We use don't have to express absence of obligation when something is not necessary to do. Okay, that it means that is the opposite of the have to. Esto es como decir el opuesto a have to. Vamos a utilizar este cuando para mostrar una absencia de obligación. Es decir, no es obligado to do something, para hacer algo. We are going to review some examples, okay? Here you have the girls don't have to do the homework today. Okay? And the second, Lucy doesn't have to eat all of the fruits. Okay? Pay attention here. In this case, I am using don't have to. In this case, doesn't have to. Okay? For this reason, the last class we reviewed the present simple. La clase pasada revisamos presente simple para que usted comprenda mejor esto. Okay? So remember, recuerde, you are going to use don't have to or doesn't have to according to the subject, okay? Estos van a ir de acuerdo al sujeto. Vamos a revisar. Okay, we are going to check negative sentence. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention to the structure, okay? We are going to use the subject don't have to or doesn't have to and the verb. Also the complement, okay? Esta es su estructura, esto es lo que usted tiene que aprender. Pero, when do you use don't and when do you use doesn't? ¿Cuándo utilizamos esto? Okay? Recuerde, when you have the subject I, you, we, and they, you are going to use don't. Okay? For example, we don't have to get up early on Sundays. Okay? And if you have the subject, si usted tiene el sujeto she, he, it, you are going to use doesn't. Vamos a utilizar doesn't, okay? For example, he doesn't have to get up early on Sundays, okay? So pay attention to the structure, okay? You already know, usted ya sabe cuando utilizo don't and cuando utilizo doesn't, okay? So pay attention. You have the subject, we, he, have to, in this case you have don't, in this case doesn't. Have to, and the verb in the base form, okay? So that is the rule. Pay attention. We are going to check questions, okay? What is the structure? We are going to use do or does plus the subject plus have to plus the complement. Okay, so pay attention. When do you use do and when do you use does? Okay, that is the same of the negative statements. Casi es lo mismo que las oraciones negativas. Okay, you are going to use do with I, you, we, and they. Okay, and also have to. And does with he, she, it, and also have to. Okay, so the only thing that you have to keep in mind is the subject. Lo único que tiene que tener en cuenta para realizar las preguntas es el sujeto, ¿ok? El sujeto is going to show us if you have to use does or do or does. El sujeto es el que le va a indicar si utilizamos do or does, ¿ok? And we are going to review the questions, ¿ok? Pay attention. Do you have to drink milk? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Okay, I have another. Does he have to drink milk? Yes, he does. Or no, he doesn't. Okay, pay attention here. Okay, in order to answer these questions, you have to pay attention to the question, okay? Se tiene que prestar atención en la pregunta. That's right. If your question starts with do, Si su pregunta empieza con do, you have to answer with do. Okay, in this case, yes I do, no I don't. Pay attention here, does. Yes he does. You have to pay attention to the subject, okay? Yes he does. No he doesn't. So that is affirmative and that is negative, okay? So that is the only thing that you have to keep in mind. So the structure is you are going to use the auxiliary, the subject, have to, and the complement, okay? Have to, the verb, and the complement, okay? So we are going to practice in order to understand better, okay? We are going to do 3 examples, okay? It says, order the following sentence. Do the dishes has to? Remember to the structure. She has to do the dishes, okay? I am using the subject has to in this case because that is third singular person, the verb and the complement, okay? Pay attention here, that is a question, okay? So I am going to start with the auxiliary, okay? Does the subject he have to cut the grass, okay? So you only have to keep in mind, as I said before, the structure. And the last one, that is an affirmative. So I am going to use the subject, has to, the verb, and the complement. She has to study every day, okay? So you have to pay attention to the structure. That is the way in that you can know what is the correct order. Usted solo tiene que prestar atención a la estructura. Esa es la forma en la que usted podrá conocer cómo es el orden correcto. That's right. And as a summary, remember we are going to use have to in order to show an obligation, okay? And we are going to use don't have to in order to show no obligation, okay? So remember the structure, subject, has to or have to, the verb in the base form, and the complement, okay? So thank you students, that is all for today. Thank you for your attention. I hope that you have enjoyed the class. Thank you, goodbye.